My sadness comes from my heart. My sadness comes from my brain. I am not sure where my sadness comes from. I just know that I want to refrain, and then I do not want it back again. This is Holly Hall from AskHollyHall.com, and I think it's important that we talk about sadness and put it in an equal level as happiness. Often we look at this as polar opposites, and we want happiness, but we do not want sadness. We want glory and joy, but we do not want frustration and pain. The download that I want to share with you now is that we cannot have one without the other. And we have to honor our sadness. How can we honor our sadness, our anger, our frustration, our hurt, our fear, when nobody wants to talk about it? Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to be pulled back down into sadness. Nobody wants to acknowledge that it might be triggering their hurt, their sadness, their fear. And yet we think everybody wants to hear about our happiness. Everybody wants to hear about our glory. But do they? Is there not a part of you that thinks, I cannot share how happy I am in my marriage? I cannot share what a wonderful feeling I have because I got a bonus at work. I cannot share that I got a $20,000 raise. But I can share that I lost $20,000. I can share that that raise was taken away from me and somebody else got it. I can share that. That's a story. People love to join in misery. But can I share about how that makes me sad and how I need to deconstruct that and how it stems from a loss I had with my inner child? When I heard my father come home and they fight with my mother around money. Very few people can have that kind of conversation. And you know what? That is sad. That is sad. Plato and Socrates, they could go down that rabbit hole. They could have those stacking conversations without worrying about triggering the other person, without feeling an inconvenience that they may be bothering or hurting the other person. And so you may not have that special friend that you can talk to them about your sheer excitement about your accomplishment or your complete sadness about your new awareness that you're trying to release a block. Somehow we need to stay in the middle. We need to be neutral, not too happy, not too sad. And yet we're not neutral. We're not in that neutrality because we can't express that happiness and we cannot express that extreme sadness. What an oxymoron this is. So polar opposite. And so right now, I want you to sit. I want you to think of something that makes you sad. I want you to think of something that makes you upset, that hurts your feelings, that maybe you're afraid of. It could be a memory from childhood. It could be something that happened last month. It could be an argument that you had with your sister a year ago. But I want you to sit with that sadness and honor it, love it, embrace it, feel it, because it is your navigational tool to happiness. It is your barometer to you do not want. And therefore, discovering what you do want. Your anger is helping gravitate you towards a place of joy. Anger moves us Anger puts us in a groove. Anger motivates us to change. To change. So honor it. Be with it. Feel it. And if somebody tells you not to, if somebody tries to right your sadness, if somebody says, I don't want to hear it, I'm having a good day today, thank you. If somebody says, you shouldn't feel that way, if somebody says, in order for you to stop feeling that way, you should do what I'm going to tell you to do. You tell them you have a right to feel the way that you want to feel. And that you now need to be alone to sit with that and honor it. Honor it with a candle, with a cup of tea, a glass of wine, a walk in the park. But embrace it and honor it. And I'm very, very sad that in our Western society, that we do not support each other in our deep sadness and our immense happiness and joy. But we're going to get there. We are going to get there. We will. Share your immense joy. Share your sadness. Don't give up. Namaste.